Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. India's COVID cases number has hit a record peak for the 5th day in a row, with infections rising by over 350,000 in the last 24 hours and crowded hospitals running out of oxygen supplies and beds. Earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had urged all citizens to get vaccinated and exercise caution while hospitals and doctors put out urgent notices saying they were unable to cope with the rush of patients. India, with a population of 1.3 billion people, has recorded 17.31 million infections so far and 195,000 deaths, although health experts say the figures probably run higher than that. Russian prosecutors have frozen the activity of Alexei Navalny's regional group, pending a court ruling on whether to label them extremist. On Monday, a court met for a preliminary hearing in the Russian capital Moscow to consider a prosecutor's request to label Mr. Navalny's groups as extreme. Mr. Navalny is considered to be the main opponent of Vladimir Putin's government, who, according to the activist, poisoned him last summer. Prosecutors asked the court to prohibit the imprisoned Russian opposition leaders' groups from publishing anything online, organising protests and taking part in elections. The European Commission has said it had launched legal action against AstraZeneca for not respecting its contract for the supply of vaccines. Under the contract, the company had committed to making its best reasonable efforts to deliver 180 million vaccine doses to the EU in the second quarter of this year, for a total of 300 million in the period from December to June. But the company said in a statement in March it would aim to deliver only 1/3 of that. French energy giant Total has suspended operations at a site exploring a major gas field in northern Mozambique, weeks after Islamist militants attacked a nearby town. The company said that it was withdrawing all its staff because of the evolving security situation. Dozens of people were killed in the March raid in the town of Palma. Total's gas liquefaction plant is the largest foreign investment in Africa. Its Afunga site is near Palma, which has been repeatedly attacked by militants linked to the Islamic State group. Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, a UK-Iranian national detained in Iran since 2016 over disputed espionage allegations, has been sentenced to another year in prison. Ms. Zaghari-Ratcliffe was also banned from leaving the country for 1 year. In March, the aid worker was released from house arrest and had her ankle tag removed after her 5-year prison term expired, but she was unable to return to the UK to be reunited with her husband and young daughter and was told to return to court on a new charge of propaganda against Iran. Britain's Labour Party opposition leader has said that Prime Minister Boris Johnson must explain a newspaper report that he said he would rather have bodies piled high in their thousands than a third lockdown. Mr. Johnson is facing a stream of allegations in newspapers about everything from his muddled initial handling of the COVID-19 crisis to questions over who financed the redecoration of his official apartment. According to the local media, Johnson would have expressed his views shortly after agreeing to a second lockdown in October.
I was astonished to see those words. It's for the Prime Minister, I think, now to make a public statement about that. If he did say those things, then he's got to explain it. If he didn't go on the record and publicly explain what was said and what wasn't.
A rare tiger that attacked a villager and damaged a car in northeast China was caught after an hours-long pursuit by police and forestry officials and will be held for 45 days for observation.
Cell phone footage shows it charging at the petrified woman, knocking her down.
A resident in the Heilongjiang region, which borders Russia, was sent to hospital for surgery and is in a stable condition after being attacked by the big cat. The wild Siberian tiger is a healthy male, aged 2 to 3 years and weighing 225 kilograms, according to local officials. The animal will be held for observation and quarantine purposes. And finally, the Kanye West sneakers that help turn athletic shoes into coveted fashion items have been acquired for a record-breaking $1.8 million. A sneaker investing platform called Rares has bought the shoes, which were the prototypes for the YEEZY line revealed by the rapper during his performance at the 2008 Grammy Awards. They've been sold at auction. The private sale at Sotheby's marked the highest publicly recorded price for a sneaker sale ever, nearly triple the current auction record for a sneaker set in 2020 at Christie's for a pair of autographed Nike Air Jordans. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.